friends, welcome to my channel. We are exploring agriculture, the foundation of the food we eat and many materials we use every day. We will follow the main stages of growing crops, compare fertilizers and pesticides, learn why weeds matter, look at India's Rabi and Kharif crops and finish with crops rotation. Let's begin by seeing how a crop moves from the soil preparation to safe storage. Before we start, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you can get more videos. Agriculture is the large-scale practice of growing plants for food and other useful purposes. Producing a crop involves several connected steps. First, farmers prepare the soil so roots can grow well. Next comes sowing, followed by adding manure and fertilizer to supply nutrients. Crops then need irrigation, while weeds must be controlled so they do not compete for water, light, and nutrients. Once the crop matures, it harvested the grain uh, may then be separated through threshing and stored carefully to protect it from moisture and pests. Each step supports the next, so good planning throughout the cycle is essential. Crops need both nourishment and protection, but fertilizers and pesticides do different jobs. Fertilizers feed plant by adding nutrients to the soil. As crops grow, they absorb nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Fertilizers help replace these nutrients and may also provide smaller amount of elements such as zinc and iron. The exact mixture depends on the crop and the condition of the soil. Fertilizers are generally grouped into natural and chemical types. Pesticide, which we will discuss shortly, are not plant food. They are used to manage organisms that may damage crops. Remember the simple difference. Fertilizers support growth while pesticides protect crops from pests. Let's look more closely at the two main kinds of fertilizer. Natural fertilizer come from plant or animal materials. Compost and well decomposed manure are common example. They release nutrients gradually and can also improve the structure of the soil. Chemical fertilizers are manufactured to provide specific nutrients in measured amounts. They can act quickly, but farmers must use the correct quantity. Too little may not meet the crop's need, while too much can harm plants and pollute nearby water. The best choice depends on the crop, soil, test results, local conditions, and responsible for farming practice. Pesticides are substances used to prevent, control, or remove pests that can damage crops. Depending on the product, they may target insect, fungi, weeds, rodents, or other harmful organisms. Used carefully, pesticides can reduce crop losses However, careless or exclusive use creates risk. Some pesticides can harm people, animals, and harmful insects such as bees and ladybirds. Fertilizers can also cause environmental damage when ex- excess nutrients wash into underground water, rivers, or lakes. This may trigger rapid algae growth and disturb aquatic ecosystems. This is why both pesticides and fertilizers should be applied only when needed in the correct amount and with proper safety guidance. Friends, a weed is simply a plant growing where it is not wanted. Weeds appear in the farms, gardens, lawns, and parks, often without being planted. Many grow and spread quickly, allowing them to compete with crops for sunlight, space, water, and soil nutrients. If weeds are not controlled, they can reduce crop growth and make harvesting more difficult. Farmers manage weeds in several ways, including hand removal, tilting, mulching, and crop rotation, and carefully selected herbicides. The goal is not just to remove unwanted plants once but to prevent them from taking over the growing area. Crops are often grouped by the season in which they are grown. In India, kharif crops are usually sown with the arrival of the monsoon around June and harvested near the end of rainy season. Generally from the October to November, rice and maize are common examples because these crops depend strongly on the monsoon conditions. Both the amount and timing of rainfall matter. A delayed monsoon can postpone sowing, while excessive rain may flood fields or damage young plants. This makes water management and weather planning especially important during Kharif season. Next, we will compare these monsoon crops with Rabi crops. Friends, Rabi crops are generally sown after the monsoon during October and November and harvesting in spring around April or May. Wheat and barley are familiar examples. These crops are often called winter crops because most of their growth takes place during a cooler months. They use moisture stored in a soil and may also depend on the irrigation. Light, timely winter rain can help, but excessive or unseasonal rain can damage the crop, particularly close to harvest. So, while Kharif crops farming is closely linked to summer's monsoon, Rabi farming depends more on cooler weather, stored moisture, and planned irrigation. Crop rotation means growing different crops one after another on the same field instead of planting the same crop every season. This Simple practice can improve soil health, balance nutrient use, and reduce pressure from weeds, pests, and diseases. For example, a farmer might grow a cereal crop and then follow it with a legume which can help add nitrogen to a soil. The well planned rotation can therefore reduce dependence on input and support more sustainable farming. To recap, successful agriculture combines careful soil preparation, suitable nutrients, responsible pest and weed control, seasoning planning, and, and smart practice such as crop rotation. Thank you, and if you enjoyed this, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.